So this project was all about making the most out of our dedicated fleets. At Anheuser-Busch, we ship a lot of beer. We do in the US about 1 million truckloads annually, and 1/3 of that's on our dedicated fleets, where we have to bring them back to our trucks, and 2/3 of that's on OTR, where we have a third-party carrier go out and do a one-way move. And transportation is a really big expense, and making that decision between dedicated and OTR sounds simple, but is really complex. And where the Boeing Center team was able to help us is to build a tool that lets us make that decision with a lot of data, with more, to make a more informed decision, which can have a big impact on service, have a big impact on cost, and that's where we really needed some support and some fresh perspective. And working with them, they were able to build a robust technical tool that takes a lot of things into account, such as whether it's the contract structure or what's happening in the transportation market, which has been really tough, between ELD and the driver capacity crunch, and what's going on with payload and all these different factors that are tough, and have a tool that takes all those into consideration, but still make it easy and simple enough for management, for us to look at and use and make better decisions. And not just with what's happened, but with what's going to happen, so that we can say that what if the OTR market gets 10% worse, or what if we change our contract structure, or do that what if and sensitivity analysis to understand and make informed managerial decisions to be ready for the upcoming months, and to make sure that we can get the beer to our customers at the lowest cost. So one of the great things about working with the Boeing Center team is that you've got a lot of really bright students that are able to bring new, fresh perspectives in. They haven't maybe seen the operation before, but they're fast learners, and they're able to kind of give you some new ideas and new insights, maybe to how other companies do things, or new ways of looking at the same problem that can open up gaps. And having that has been really helpful for us to kind of find new, better ways of maybe doing things that we've been doing just because that's how it was done before. At the same time, for us, it's sometimes hard to step back and work on some more transformational, strategic projects, because it's easy to get caught up on day-to-day operational issues. And working with the Boeing team, we're able to kind of have this team of really bright students focus on things that maybe we can't give the right focus to, and come back to us with recommendations and tools that allows us to operate in a better way that we couldn't do without them. So that's really been a big advantage for us as we've worked through these projects. At Anheuser-Busch, we ship about 1 million truckloads a year out of our 12 breweries to over 600 wholesaler customers, and transportation's a significant spend. And what's going on in the transport market lately, making this decision between dedicated and OTR is more important than ever. And not just how many trucks should we have, but are the trucks moving on the right lane? Because if we're not deploying correctly, the cost can be massive. We can see 100% spend up on a given load because we make that decision incorrectly. And until we've had this tool, we've not really been nimble enough to dynamically think about that and move over time to make sure that we're deploying the trucks in the right way. So in terms of spend right now, it's been big in helping us make sure that we're managing this on a more micro level, and taking into account the market as it changes and what we're seeing on a lane-by-lane basis. And it's really been a good way to help control cost. So how we manage transportation has a lot of impacts to different facets of the business. The most obvious, I think, that people jump to being cost, and making the right decision between dedicated and OTR is key for that, but also sustainability goals. Over the last 5 years, at ABI, we've been successful in delivering a 15% reduction in our CO2 emissions per hectoliter sold, and now we've got a new goal to reduce that by 25% by 2025. So how we make this decision on transportation mode is foundational to that, and we are better equipped with this tool to make that decision on a lane-by-lane basis.